Hey guys, I am from my iPad to see if I'm live. I think I am. Hey guys, I am excited to be with you tonight. This is an unplanned stream, and I just felt called to hop on because a couple things happened today that I was blown away by. One was I met with um, somebody that I met in a clubhouse room. Her name is Adriana Richardson, and her business is called The Lazy Millennial. She's an online business manager, an OBM. And I had really hit it off with her and wanted to get to know her a little bit better. And so we had a collab call. And it was one person might think that an OBM or an online business manager might be a competitor because one of the services that Linq Consulting Solutions provides is virtual assistant matchmaking, and OBMs do cross over in that market some. But it was so interesting to me how we talked about different ways that we could work together. Like, for example, there may be people who come to her who are really looking for a greater quantity of work, and they don't want to or can't afford to pay for her prices. And so she might be able to recommend outsourcing for them. Likewise, I might have somebody who comes to me and who's really a better fit for a US based OBM or virtual assistant. And so I can refer them to her. And then we talked about the option that I thought was really interesting of a hybrid, where basically the client could have her for a certain number of hours per week, and then they could also hire a virtual assistant from the Philippines. And she could oversee, train, and really drive the business in the scaling side of it, where they were able to take advantage of both. And I wanted to highlight that because I think it's so important to think about what are your competitors doing, or your perceived competitors, and find ways where you could actually collaborate with each other. And this is an idea that I had come up with that I was looking for the right people to um, launch it with, or, think that they might be a good fit. So it's something that I definitely will recommend in the future to people who are maybe hesitant to go all the way with just an outsourced VA, but they want to have the benefits of both. Another thing that happened today that was so special to me was I had a meeting with Dee Fretwell. And Dee, if you are not familiar, she's been on the podcast a couple times. She is the CEO of the Life Dom, which is like the most amazing name ever. But she is a business extraordinaire. I mean, she really does know it all in terms of helping people get set up and really structure operations for their business in a way that is very unique. She's also an expert in business planning, in terms of writing out business plans. So I talked to her because I was feeling like I wasn't sure how to talk to you guys about the consulting options that we have. And I love them. I know how much value they are. We can, there's testimonials out there of the people whose lives they've touched, but I haven't been very bold in the way that I've spoken about the consulting options that we have. I've led very heavily with the virtual assistant matchmaking, which falls under this umbrella of all these fantastic services that we do, but it's not the only thing that we do. We also do Clear Path Consulting, which is for clarity seekers who are really stuck and need actionable steps to help them move to the next place in their business. And we do client re-engagement consulting, which really is for people who've been in business for a few years, who recognize and understand that they have leads and clients that they've let fall by the wayside and want to put a system in place to not only have that not happen again, but also to bring back the people who they've lost in the meantime. So I just wanted to say that, sometimes you can lean on these other businesses. She had other things going on today, I'm sure, but she took time from her day to really walk through with me and help me get out of my head. Like she was able to say, like, Riah, you are awesome. She's like, I can clearly see all the value that you have to be able to share with people. So why can't you see the same value? And I told her that I think I need a Riah Gonzalez for my Riah Gonzalez sometimes. Because for you guys, I can turn your business on its side and I can really see things from a fresh perspective. But sometimes I'm so close and I'm so tangled in what it is that I'm doing for myself that I forget to do the same thing for myself. And I feel like today I saw myself through someone else's eyes and it was amazing. It was incredible. And I saw possibility. And a lot of it was mindset that I had to change because I'd been working with different life coaches, or not life coaches, business coaches, excuse me, that had a very like strict way that they wanted to have things be done and everything else was wrong. And so I would kept trying to fit myself into that mold of how do I make this work in the way that I know is right. And the reality is there's no right. There's just me. There's just Linq Consulting Solutions. There's just what I have to offer to you guys, what I have to offer to the people that you will refer to me. And, so I'll be working on my messaging so that it's very, very clear who I'm looking for, what it is that I have to offer, what problems I solve, how you can refer to me. When is a good time for you to meet with me if that's something that is appropriate for you. And I'll be working on that to do better by you. But I think I needed to have this perspective of somebody else to just sit, to like jam some ideas by, and to really have her say like, wake up. You know what I mean? Like and it's not even imposter syndrome. It was more like, what's the best way to put it? It's not like I don't know. I know that I'm a motherfucking badass. I know that. But it's more like not knowing how to communicate what you can expect from working with me. And in turn, how to package that in a way that makes sense for you. And so that part of it, I think, was just so helpful. And I wanted to share that. And the last thing I wanted to share was Karen Yankovich, who, if you've not checked her out, her information, and all of these people, I will link their information in the notes. But Karen Yankovich talked about how LinkedIn can be spiritual. And this was in her little quick show today. And I thought that was a really interesting concept, but I think all of it really can be, a spiritual experience when you're in business. You have to believe in yourself. You have to dig deep. You have to really, really understand what you're amazing at. Sometimes that's hard to speak that out loud, and sometimes that's hard to admit that to other people because you're afraid you're going to come across as cocky. But honestly, it's not. It's something that we were gifted with, and we have a purpose and we have a reason for being here. I've used this quote before, but it's something that just like resonated with me so well. And that's Tamaki says in one of her meditations, she says, you were born to answer a question. You are the answer to that question. And I think it's just like, what's the question? What's the question? How can I answer it? And it can be an exciting journey. And today was just one of those like steps for me where I was like, wow, this is exciting. Like a whole bunch of ideas, creativity flowing. And it got me excited about the next steps of how we can serve you guys. Let me just check and really quick make sure there's no comments. I don't see any questions or comments. If you guys would, if you're watching live, pop in and tell me your name, tell me you're here with me. If you are coming back through the replay, make sure you write replay so that I can give you some love. But just thank you for joining me. I just wanted to share those two things. Number one, again, is don't think because somebody is in a similar business that you can't collaborate with them or that you can't learn something from them. Because the other thing we decided was to have a referral relationship, and we use the same program for contracts and whatnot. And she sent me something through that through that program, and I like emailed her right back, and I was like, "Ooh, how did you do that?" You know what I mean? Um, and the fun conversation that because we speak each other's lingo, we understand what each other is going through. And then the last, and then Dee's just uplifting. Not just a pep talk, but really just seeing me for who I am and just like helping me see myself for who I am. And also helping me understand that there's more than one right way to package your business and package the way that you deliver what you do to people. And then, yeah, that Karen Yankovic's LinkedIn can be spiritual, like meaning the way you show up online can be a spiritual thing. It can be a heart centered, really getting to the root of the higher self, the inner teacher, the best version of who you are. And so all of those things just really touched me today. I do have my live stream little mini workshop plan for this week. I just wanted to pop in extra and just say thanks, guys, for everything that you do to support me and support our business and share the fun stuff that, kind of happened today. So thanks again. I will see you soon and have a wonderful night.